What's up, everybody, and welcome to Laser Everything. We're here today to help you spend your money. We only do this once or twice a year. So welcome aboard the crazy train. Let's all break out our wallets and bow to Bezos. You ready, guys?
Bow to Bezos.
Matt and Kyle are joining me today, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you guys right now. If you check out the description, there is a link right now if you want to follow along with us, and I will show you guys this. It is a giant Google sheet that shows you everything that we found that is worth it on sale. It gives you the current price as well as the current discount, and of course, an affiliate link if you want to help support the channel. We're going to go through these one by one, talk about our personal experiences with these products, whether we like them or not. And most of the stuff on this list, I think we like. Otherwise, it wouldn't have made it. And that's that. So we're just going to be here doing this. This is in lieu of the Laser Source podcast today. So there will be no Laser Source podcast today. We're doing this instead because Bezos demands it. So welcome.
Came to us in a dream.
We're glad you're here. And let's get started. So let's open the first link. It's a load time. Look at that.
By the way, speaking of load times, Andrew says your names.
What's wrong with our names? What are your names?
Know. Mine's Prime Commander. Alex is Prime Cut, and Kyle, what's that say?
You guys are brutal.
I can't even read that. It's so small.
All right. So first up, Ortur Laser Master 3. It's sitting right over there. It's sick. I just haven't finished the review on it yet. I love it. It's great. They just came out with their 20-watt module, and you can get the Laser Master 3 with their brand new 20-watt module for $1,000 even, which is fair. It's not stellar, but it's fair, and I'd certainly recommend it now over its normal list price. Its normal list price is a little bit pricey compared to the competition, but on sale at $9.99, I think is pretty competitive. And we're not going to spend too long on these, but yeah, that's that. These two haven't really used the Ortur lasers, so not much to say there.
I got nothing to say.
There's also, we'll see if these so this is on Ortur's website right here. This is like their full kit out version of the same thing. So this is the 20-watt diode version of the Ortur Laser Master 3, but it comes with the sick riser feet, which are dope, which you guys haven't seen. They're awesome. Their rotary tool, they have like a chuck rotary, the cut bed, and the air assist. The air assist is one of my favorite things, to the point where I think I'm going to start recommending their air assist over competitors' air assists, even if you have a competitor's diode laser. Like, it's that good. It's really, really good. It's super quiet. I'm a big fan of it. So that's there. If you want the whole kit, you can get the whole kit.
And nothing but the kit?
Yeah, just so you know, this $19.19 is not the sale price. So you have to actually add it to the cart on Ortur's website to see the sale price, and I've already done that once. So now it's saying it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I was like, the sale price is double.
Yeah. Yeah, it's $1369.96, which is substantial. Yeah, it's pretty substantial.
It's $550 off.
Yeah, it's in line with what they are charging on Amazon when you consider all of the extras that come in this setup. And I wasn't able to find this setup on Amazon, so that's why it links directly to Ortur's website. Same thing. It's just Kyle and I really touching the diodes. So if you're into diodes,
I thought you were about to say the pickers.
These are going quick. Laser Pecker 2, $678.99. Still really expensive, but much better than the $899. I would not recommend it at $899. I can kind of get on board at $678. It doesn't come with the little wheels or whatever. Not that I would imagine you're using rotary very much with a machine like this anyway. Again, pending review. It's a fun gadget. It's like a neat toy. I don't know how like hardcore this would be for like business use, unless you were going to take it out to like shows or whatever. But still, $678 for a much faster diode laser experience, because there's no gantry. There's something there, I think, to be said. $220 off is nothing to scoff at. So that's why I added that to the list. moving right along here. We're going to keep going.
By the way, I was going to say, if you look at the sheet that Alex and Kyle and, well, kind of me too, made, it's got all the stuff on there in case anybody just got here because I'm seeing the numbers going up. So literally there is a link below us in the description where you can click on it and you can follow along, or you can skip ahead. But the good news is it actually does the math for you. It tells you the savings and it tells you the normal price. So there you go. So don't forget that.
That's this literal list you guys are like looking at on screen right now. The link in the description, it's the very first link in the description, takes you to this page so you can look at it too. So yeah, Kyle's doing a little live edit there. I also linked the Laser Packer 3 in case you're interested. The use case would be the same, probably really interesting to take this to like a show type situation. It's their IR version. I have not tested this one, so I can't speak for its legitimacy, its power. I'm assuming it's very similar to the Laser Pecker 2 with a different diode module that's making it IR, but I haven't personally used this one. So this one definitely a grain of salt, though. Again, the $340 you're taking off of that price tag is nothing to scoff at. So might be something that's interesting to you. We've got, I'm not even going to look at these. You guys have seen enough about it on the channel. The Xtool D1 10 watt. This is the old version. This is not the D1 Pro, but the 10 watt Xtool D1 is $110 off, which is a pretty decent deal. You can get the D1 Pro for $200 off. That's $692.99. We did a full review of the Xtool D1 Pro. I liked it. It scored fairly well, so that might be something, again, you're interested in. And then the full bundle, including the RA2 Pro Rotary, which was neat, for $950.39. That's $320 off. That one's a coupon, so you have to check the box on the checkout page. You don't get the deal, so make sure that you check that box if that's something that you're interested in. This one was interesting. So this is the Atom Stack X30 Pro, and it comes with Atom Stack's new 33 watt diode module, which I'm going to let Kyle talk about because he knows the most about it. But the reason I added this one to the list, and of course it's just going to be stupid, so let me just copy and paste it. The reason I added this one to the list is because when you pick up this particular bundle, they also include the R30, which is their infrared module. So if you've wanted to experiment with diode infrared modules and you're a diode person, this could be a good deal to look at. Now, that said, I'm not big on Xtool stuff. I have not had any of it in the shop here, but Kyle has, and he's done a lot more research on these things than I have. Do you have any input?
You said Xtool.
Atom Stack, excuse me. Sorry, I'm looking at a lot of ads today.
I haven't had this particular model in, but the reviews on it have been very high, and the machines I've had my hands on, I'm pretty happy with their quality.
Yeah.
I also know that the OEM for a couple other brands that I've also had my hands on that I've been pretty happy with.
Yep.
So I don't foresee any reason why this one would be a bad choice. The bonus IR module there is kind of the real key selling point on that, because for a long time too, and across the other brands that are doing it, they're really hard to get your hands on, and they're also really costly. So getting it in a bundle deal like this is a good value if that's something you're interested in.
If that's something you're interested in experimenting with. This was the only bundle deal on their website that I could find that included it, and that's why it's the only one that is listed for the deal. So I just kind of threw that one in there at the end. And then Kyle, you added this one. This is the P7 M30 M40. What do you have to tell us about that?
So that's the one that's the Atom Stack I reviewed for the channel.
Great.
So there is a review on our website and on our YouTube channel regarding this particular machine. There's the M30 and the M40 variant, which are two different modules, more or less the same output. But yeah, it's a really nice lightweight machine, super compact, great for if you need to like pack it up, get it out of the way. If you don't have like a designated setup space that it can remain set up, it makes for a really good space saving option.
Nice. And it looks like it's got a $20 coupon right now, which is cool.
Yep.
Next up, the OhmTex. So again, we probably won't go super duper in depth on these just because we've talked about them so much on the channel. Let me just open up a couple links here really quick. 1, 2, and a 3. Okay, so we've got the 60 watt. This is more of like the desktop one. I included this one because and they do a terrible job on Amazon here. Like OhmTex just maybe doesn't know what they're doing with like the sale thing or whatever. But this is $300 off. All 3 of these are $300 off. I included the little 60 watt one, which is like almost a desktop size, because it would make a really good like tumblers only machine. So if you wanted to just permanently set a rotary up in one, the 16 by 24 inch bed is enough space that you can get a kind of like low rolling rotary kit in there, like the new Junior 2.0 from Rotoboss. And it's got the Z depth to handle that. So you could do like tumblers over and over and over again and just leave it set up so that you don't have to swap it out constantly. So I thought that that might be a good use. And at $2,000 for a fully functioning CO2 laser, it's a solid deal.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I included that one. And then the standbys, the 80 watt, the 100 watt. I think mine started as an 80 watt. It's been so long, I don't even remember anymore. And then I threw a 100 watt tube in it. I've had that laser for a long time now. Since 2019, almost 4 years I've had that.
It was
laser.
basically your first child.
I've torn it apart and put it back together and torn it apart again so many times and replaced so many parts. If you want to learn how lasers work, man, these will get the job done. But again, they're really inexpensive for the size and what you're getting. They just need a little TLC when they come in. So don't get them expecting a turnkey solution. You're going to want to upgrade it and tinker with it and stuff like that. But they are very, very good deal right now, and 300. They're a very good deal all the time, and $300 off just kind of makes that better. So there's the 80 watt version and the 100 watt as well. So you can check those out if you are interested in them. Same deal with SFX actually. So SFX is next for fiber lasers. Probably the only fiber laser I would recommend off Amazon, and one of the highest scoring lasers we've ever reviewed. Mine was the 60 watt M7M-R. That's the C series one. Kyle, did you have the link for the E series? Because I don't think I have that actually.
I thought I included it, but if it's not
you did.
there,
No, I deleted it because I'm an idiot. So we can add that one back in. The E series is about $1,000 cheaper, maybe a little more. Great machines, really, really good. Mine again is still just sitting right back there behind me. If you want to go look at the review for it, I highly recommend doing that because it scored really well and it's been a delight to use ever since. If this is out of your budget, and for many people it is, the 50 watt is substantially cheaper, coming in at $56.99. And remember, this is like there's no customs, there's no shipping.
Yeah,
it
that's
just
sweet.
shows up. It literally just you pay that price and it just arrives at your door. And that's a really powerful argument for picking one of these up, despite being slightly more expensive than you're going to find on like AliExpress. Way easier, right? It's one button, you click it, it's done. We've torn these things apart too. If you want, you could check out not only the review for this laser, but we also have one on PSU voltage testing to make sure that your power supplies are functioning appropriately. That entire video was shot on the SFX, the 60 watt M-R, and we literally stripped it down. So you can see every single thing inside of that machine in that episode. It's a really good example too. So the 50 watt JPT LP, it's not a MOPA, but much more affordable. Highly recommend both of those if you haven't already. And it looks like Kyle is right in the middle of adding that E-Series link for us right now.
Right there for a second. Just don't do it over there. So just because, again, the numbers are fluctuating, I've seen it go up and down. That right there that Alex is showing you guys is in the description below. So anybody who's looking, trying to figure out what the heck he's talking about, the link is there. You click it. It has all of the links to where you can go and grab these deals while they're still going.
Yep.
So just a heads up, take a look.
Thank you.
Yeah. give you a second to
And
breathe
you
there.
you can keep talking, buddy, because next we're at the Com Marker B4.
Ooh,
which,
yeah.
yeah, both of you
Okay,
guys should have some comments on, and I have literally zero context for.
Oh, yeah. So I just received the Com Marker B4, and it's the 20 watt. And so it's super nice. We're putting it together to do a series for fiber lasers on the go. And we've already talked about it. The video, I think, is done and kind of just waiting in the queue to fire off.
Yep.
But it's actually a pretty
It's,
sweet
Sunday,
machine.
actually.
Sunday. There you go.
Sunday. Yep.
Pretty sweet machine. We took it out of the box. It took an hour to put together. I don't want to give away too much about the video, but it took an hour to put together with me, your basic fiber user. And it was really sweet, man. It weighs like 40 pounds total. You can carry it around with you. I'll see if I can find the test card, but it did a great job burning a card like right out of the box. Just boom, ready to go. And it works with Lightburn. So super easy to activate and get going.
Yeah, and I think
It's
across the board, it's about $200 off. And the really cool thing about the B4, I think, is that it's the size of other lasers that are like 2-watt fiber lasers that are meant to be like hyper portable, but it's 20.
16 inches long by 11 inches wide. So literally, what is a legal sheet of paper?
A4.
11 by 20.
Yeah,
it's 11 by 20. So it's smaller than here, look. I can one hand lift it to show you guys. So I'm moving it around my shop a lot. So here you go. Boom, it can curl this bad boy. So pretty sweet, pretty nice. Got the handheld unit on there too, and it comes with a ring so you can actually focus it down. But it's really, really sweet. So there you go.
Yep. So Kyle, any input on the Com Marker? You've probably seen more of it than anybody else.
I put it through some testing while it was here. It was pretty good. The version we got was a pre-production unit, so it was built by not the people who were going to build it full time. So we didn't review it for that reason because it didn't really feel fair. But the setup of it was great. The only real feedback I had for them was do blind holes so that it doesn't go all the way through, so the junk you engrave doesn't land in the cavity.
Yeah.
That was the only feedback I had. So if they didn't fix that and you still get this machine, it's still a good machine. I would just use a lot of jig plates to block up the holes and get good, air suction out of it.
Right.
Just so you don't have to take the top off the machine and clean it so often.
Yeah. And
it was a solid unit, and for $1,900 ish, it's a killer unit that's not going to break your back. You could literally lift it by the tower and walk around the house with it.
Yeah. And 8.5 by 14 is a legal piece of paper, so this was 11 by 16, so not much bigger.
Right. Yeah. Right. Cool. Sweet. Like to hear it. We have a variety of lenses on sale. For the discounts on here, I generalized. Again, I will just kind of open up a bunch of these really quick, but essentially different lenses, like different focal lengths, are different discounts. Some of them are discounted more, some of them aren't discounted at all. So here's their standard f theta lenses, $30-$40 off, which is great. And that looks like that applies across the board. This would be, what's the quartz line? 80 watts.
80 watt is like the teetering point, right?
So I'd say 80 watts or below, and you can use these. Above that, you're going to want to check out the OPEX lenses. These are quartz. They can be substantially more expensive depending on your focal length, and a lot of these are not on sale, but they do have the 70 by 70s, which are prime, and they have a Prime Day deal, and there's a 25% coupon. They're $30 off. So I guess if you want that, there's that. We also have the UV lenses, which are a few bucks off here and there, depending. Again, very expensive. I think these are sold pretty close to at cost already, so I'm not surprised to not
UV lenses are so expensive compared
so
to normal fiber lenses.
Yeah, they're so expensive. Yeah, so I'm not shocked to see not a huge discount on this. Same for the CO2 f theta lenses. Some of these are pretty well discounted, and then again, some of them like are not at all. Like the 50 by 50 is $25, but then the 110 is like $1 or something, $4, 1% off. So they range depending on the focal length that you choose. But still, a discount is better than no discount, and some of them do have 20% coupons, right? So just keep an eye out for those coupons. I believe I noted that in the descriptions.
All right.
Yeah, 5% coupon, 20% coupon. Yep.
Again, because we just went back up to 71 people a second ago.
Yeah,
Don't know
please.
who's new. Don't know who's coming for the first time. So if you
Yep.
just got here, we are looking at the sheet that is actually in the description below. So if you look underneath the video, click the little down arrow, you'll see description. And that's a link to the website that Alex is looking at, the page that's actively live. And it has live links to all the deals that we're talking about. So, and they've been parsed out pretty nicely by what's underneath it. So, and we're at right now the CO2 gantry parts.
Yep.
So here we go.
All right. Next up, we've got Recce laser tubes. Probably the biggest laser tube brand. Again, hit and miss on the sales for these items, but the 90 to 100 watt tube, if you have a laser that fits it, $117 off. This is very circumstantial. Like, you need this right now. I don't recommend buying a tube and just storing it. And I think we've talked about that on the podcast multiple times. But if you need a tube right now, or you want to upgrade your tube, there you go. 90, 100 watt tube, $100 off, $120 off for Prime Day. Yeah, pretty sweet, especially a name brand tube. So we like that. We like seeing that. Focusing lenses, if it will load. These are just regular zinc selenide lenses for CO2 lasers. 20% off, right? They're cheap, but again, a discount's a discount. If you need lenses, these are great to stockpile. So if you don't have extra of these, you probably should, because a cracked lens can really ruin your day, and they're so inexpensive that it doesn't hurt to pick up extras. So grab a couple of those if you need them, or experiment with some new sizes like a 4-inch lens. If you haven't ever tried like shooting a CO2 lens pretty far, it can give a really nice burn effect, and it allows you to engrave inside things that otherwise the head would be striking on a shorter focal distance lens, or something like a 1.5-inch lens where you're going to be really close to the material, but you're also going to get a smaller dot size out of it. Could be good for like photo engraving work on CO2 lasers and things like that. Just make sure you pick the right diameter for your laser tube, like as in the nozzle tube. Because if you don't get the right one, it won't fit and it'll shake round, and obviously that's going to cause problems. So that's that. Who knows about the Ultimate Air Assist kit? Because I don't.
Yes.
Okay, do it.
So you in the image you see basically a relay, you see a bypass valve, you see some connectors, and you see a switch. And what that does is, the way you wire it up, you have basically your air compressor, your high pressure line coming in at like, say, 20 PSI or something, your cut PSI. And the bypass valve allows you to loop that past the solenoid and bleed in air for your engraving pressure. And when the solenoid isn't receiving power, it's closed. So it's only bleeding enough air pressure to keep your lens clean, basically, at your engraving job. Now, when you call for air assist on a layer, like a cut layer in Lightburn, and you send that over and you have it wired up to the controller correctly, it will engage the solenoid and it turns on the bypass, so it lets the full flow of the PSI, your cut pressure, go through. That's that in a nutshell. So
it's automation for you, so you don't have to change.
It allows you to run 2 air pressures.
Yeah.
But you're running it through the job, so you don't have to walk over to the machine and flip the switch.
Right.
Now you could do that. The switch is there. You can force it to engage it if you forgot to turn it on or something, or if you wanted to test it. Maybe you need to adjust your cutting pressure per material. So you need to open up the valve and validate that it's actually pumping PSI that you want. But yeah.
And it saves you from having to use the like
I use
compressor
mine
valve too.
all the time when I'm doing acrylic engraving and cutting, because literally it just kind of bleeds out air as it engraves because you don't need a lot while it's engraving. But then when it cuts, I'm hitting it with like 30, 40, and it just nails it, and it's sweet. Lets me kind of focus on other stuff or run the galvo lasers while that's going.
Now, is this something that you would recommend even if it was full price, or do you feel like it's only a deal getter, or like how do you feel about the 45 bucks?
I feel like it saves you so much time and hassle from having to run around your shop. It's like one more way you're not going to knock over the table while you're trying to run. And also, if you're someone who's engraving and you have the cut layer and you forget to like leave out the cut layer and it starts to cut on low air and you're like, oh shit, and you have to run down there to like turn the air up. It's just one of those things where it's such an easy installation and it's such an easy use all the time that like I feel like it's worth it either way, in my opinion. What do you think, Kyle?
As someone who doesn't have it and wishes they did and just don't have the time to install it, I agree.
Yeah.
It is on my short list, and it at full price it was on my short list of things that I needed to get done at some point. But at that price too, it's like that's a pretty good deal.
What's nice is in Lightburn too, when you save your files, it can have it activated with the air on, so you don't even have to like mess with it later. Like it saves it as is. It's pretty sweet. So like when I activate my files, I don't have to think. It's just goes. So.
Yeah. Cool. Well, then that comes highly recommended. So definitely check that one out. The next three items are chiller related, water cooling related. The CW5200 is $60 off. It's $529. These used to be a lot more expensive. Remember when these were like $750?
When I got my first gantry, I paid over $900 for mine.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I paid like $750.
Thanks, shortages.
I was gonna say I paid $500 for mine.
And still, the light object ones are cheaper, which I would recommend you check out. And they're on sale, and we'll check those out a little later on in the episode. But if you're dead set on getting a, SNA, the 5200 is on sale. It's not a 3000 series, which means it's not just blowing air past a radiator. It actually has a compressor and refrigerant, and that's a really big difference. It's an important difference. So don't be tempted by those 3000 series chillers because they can be rough. The 5200,
if you're going to do that,
minimum.
You might as well. Yeah. If you're going to do a 3000 series, you might as well hodgepodge like a car radiator to a bunch of coolant lines. It's just not worth it.
It's not coolant, it's water. Yeah.
Except
there is no, is there even water? Yeah, I guess barely. So this is like the first size of real chiller. We'll come back to chillers. The other thing, silicone tubing, cheap, easy to get, and definitely something to just have on a shelf. You don't need a lot of it. You could get like one little roll of it, but in a pinch, if you don't have it, it could be the difference between repairing a leak and waiting 3 days with a leaking machine and repairing a leak. So
I always keep a tube here.
Yeah, I have tubes on the shelf as well, and it's $8. So just buy some tubes.
Mine are in my little toolbox for like the laser only toolbox.
So I saw you linked the plastic ones, Kyle. I've actually had some complaints about the plastic hose clamps not fitting around the glass of the tubes. And also they weren't on sale. So you can look at the plastic ones if you want to, but I'm trying to focus on the Prime Day stuff. So these are off 20%. It's, again, not a huge discount, but a discount's a discount. And the silicone tubing that you bought to save yourself from a leak isn't going to do you any good without any hose clamps. So here are some hose clamps for you, and you can check those out when you have time. The next three links are the free mascot glasses. You guys know that I'm team no IR now, and I stand by that. But the free mascots are what I wore for a really long time. They're one of the only like cheapo brands that actually imprint the protection that you're getting on the lenses, which speaks some level of quality to like what their users are going to experience. And I've had multiple people tell me that they engrave all the time and they used to get headaches with the glasses that came with the factory. And when they switched to the free mascot, they went away. So there's a lot of anecdotal evidence. I don't have scientific evidence that
I've never had a problem using them.
are better, but the people speak and approve. So again, varying discounts here. Make sure you get them in the right wavelength if you need certain wavelength glasses. So you have the CO2 ones. That's your 10,600 nanometer. A couple bucks off on those. And then we have the fiber laser ones. That's your 800 nanometer to 1100 nanometer wavelength, especially fibers like 1064. This also covers UV at 355, but there are lighter UV lenses, and we'll take a look at those in a second. But you do get dual coverage here, which is nice. Again, a few bucks off. And the UV ones, actually, these are pretty dark too. But a little bit cheaper.
That's why I like those.
A little bit cheaper at $38.99. The UV can be quite bright. So they come in a couple different frame styles here. And I believe they're all on sale. Yeah. So they're all at least a couple bucks off.
If you're looking for a little bonus, if you're looking for a little bonus value, like Alex was saying with the multi-wavelength coverage, if you go down on the images, they actually show the data test sheets to each of the lenses in the photos. Yeah. Up on the
photos.
left.
Sorry.
Yep. It's like the 5th or 6th one down or something.
Look
for
at
each.
that. Cool. Wow. That's
This is
one of the only brands I've seen do that on Amazon too.
If you're ever confused or you just want to validate, because some of the charts, when you look at them, they're crazy all over the place. Like they list OD 6+ for a huge wavelength span. But when you look at the chart, it's like crazy zigzags. Yeah. It's not really inspiring on confidence, right? Sometimes. So if you want to validate that you're getting solid coverage in a range, or if you're looking to get 1 or 2 pairs of glasses to cover like all 4 lasers, refer to the charts, and you have the description, but refer to the charts. Another point of validation.
And I'm going to point something out as well. Can you make Matt big so he can talk while I pull up another link?
Yeah, I got it. Oh, he's got it. Never mind. So really quick, the reason that what Alex was talking about as far as the color differentiation, the VTL, the visible light transmission, right? So this is the darker one. So these are both the ones that he just talked about, 190 to 420, and then 800 or 600 to 1100. So that's what we just saw, and it says OD8 or OD8 plus, which is really good. So these are the lower ones, which you can kind of see like this is super dark. But if you're working on something like aluminum or steel or copper, where you've really got a lot of reflection going on, it's very bright light coming off of that. This is super worth it. I mean, you can see I kind of just disappear behind it. Then there's the higher light visibility, which is this guy, way easier to see through. So just kind of showing you guys, like taking a
better
look at
visible
stuff.
Light transmission on that.
Yeah. So basically more light comes through. So if you're working on stuff, the one thing I'll tell you though, it's a pain in the butt because these are great when I don't know why you'd be staring at the bright lights anyways, but if you have to, just think about that when you're picking them. So, But I like these two. As someone who wears glasses, these do fit pretty well over my glasses.
Yep.
And they work. So just saying. There you go. Figured I'd show you in case you'd never seen them or haven't played with them.
Nice, man.
Super useful.
The last thing I wanted to cover really quick on this is just spectrum overlap. Since we do have the charts, I'm really impressed they have the charts. I've never seen the charts on an Amazon listing before.
I wonder if they watched our show and when we talked about them, you were like, I've never seen the charts.
Yeah, I don't see one for the CO2 glasses, which is kind of a bummer. But for the UV ones, okay, it's 190 to 550. And I want to point out that diode lasers are 455 nanometers. So they're going to give you that coverage right here at 450 nanometers. You're getting diode coverage there as well as UV coverage. And on top of that, I also wanted to point out that while you get UV coverage from the fiber glasses, you are not getting visible wavelength. It really drops off very steeply at 450 nanometers. And so you want to be careful when you're picking and you think you're getting multiple wavelengths covered, just make sure it's the right ones, right? So these would be great for, UV, and fiber. And these would be stellar for UV and diode. And then the CO2 ones are just CO2. It's so far and away a different wavelength. They're not usually offered in a combination coverage sort of situation. So I just want to point that out because that can be a little confusing to people. Fire extinguishers, is that a Kyle thing?
It was one of them was one that I linked, and one of them was from the staff recommend list.
Yeah. So what's the difference between a dry chemical fire extinguisher and like a
dry chemical fire extinguisher is often used for fuel related fires, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So like if your car just ignited in the engine bay kind of situation, it'll put it out. It's not limited to that, but that's the idea is, and it has other uses. I think it can be used for electrical fires too, because it's dry.
Yep.
But the problem with them inherently is that while you're saving your residence or your shop and everything else around you, hopefully, and the people in the place that you're in, it is probably going to nuke whatever machine you spray that on, and the dry chemical gets everywhere. Mm-hmm. It is usually people keep them in their shop, but it's the last ditch effort if everything else doesn't work, because you end up with it everywhere. It's like caustic almost. It's like it eats away at stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't clean it off immediately. So if you've ever seen a car fire, that's usually what fire departments will spray under the hood. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get in there and like hose it all out, take the machine outside and literally just pressure wash it, it's going to be your machine's basically nuked, on top of whatever fire damage. But it ruins electronics.
The good news is if you're someone who's working in your house and it's either your house or the machine, it's a $10,000 loss versus your home.
Yeah.
And I'm that actually happened to a few people this year in the groups. Yeah. So unfortunately, and that's one of those things where if you see it and it sucks to have to make that call, but if it's my house or the laser, I can get a new laser way easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what brings me to this point. And actually I have something similar. So I usually try and keep a couple of these around. And the reason why is they're advertised as easy clean. They're also advertised as safe for electronics, good for kitchen fires, good for everything. So across the spectrum, it kind of covers all the major check boxes for us in terms of what they're rated for.
Right.
But it kind of gives you like it's very similar to like a fine mist that kind of turns into like a foam. And you're basically supposed to be able to take like a microfiber cloth and wipe the surface off, and it comes off like sudsy soap.
It doesn't almost like
it's not supposed to. Yeah, it's not supposed. It's not supposed to ruin electronics. It's supposed to keep everything functional once it dries out.
Right.
But it shouldn't destroy stuff according to their advertising. And there's not just that brand. There's other brands, Firegone. There's a couple different versions of it. This one just seemed to be the highest rated and also the best deal.
Yep.
So
yeah, $10 off.
Yeah,
a 4-pack too. It's only $40, so it's like $10 a canister.
Yep, and it's not bad. I try and keep one next to each grouping of lasers, and I also have one at both the doors for my shop. So
yeah. Nice.
Good, cheap, easy, just in case. And it's
by the way, insurance companies for home-based insurance companies for home-based laser companies usually require some type of fire stuff. So just heads up.
Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of insurance.
Yeah, it brings us to the next major point, smoke and carbon monoxide detector. So, I mean, you should have carbon monoxide detectors in your shop and home anyway, but smoke alarms in particular next to the machines. So usually what I suggest is keeping one like above every cluster of machines, just so that if something were to go wrong, even if your back is turned and you don't notice it immediately, it's going to let you know.
Yeah.
And the sooner you know about a fire in your shop, the better. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, like even if it's not like it's single use, right? Like you can push the button and tell it to shut up if it's not if it's just a smoky job, or like your exhaust isn't quite keeping up or something like that. Like I'd rather have it than not have it. And even if, like you said, your home is pre-equipped with a bunch of fire detectors, like why not, or smoke detectors, why not have one like right above the machine? It's just an early warning system, and they're so inexpensive. So
it's an insurance mechanism there.
Yep. And speaking of insurance, we have more safety stuff. Lots of safety stuff. These are actually some really good deals that I'm excited to share. I've been stocking up on these respirator cartridges for when I'm doing nasty stuff, and they're good for the apocalypse too. So these are the 60 926s, and they are basically the most comprehensive catch-all filter you can buy from 3M without spending a fortune. They're P100, and they block like everything except VX gas from the rock. You know, like you're in really, really good shape if you have these cartridges on a properly fitted mask, and they're super inexpensive. So I have mine on Subscribe and Save. I actually already have this set up, and they deliver like 2 to me every month. Now I'm kind of salty about it because I could have just like bought a bunch in like one shot and saved $10 per pair. That's like a no-brainer. So I seriously have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe a couple more I can't really see behind the shelf.
It was a lot of them the other day when you were cleaning up.
Yeah, dude, I had them like pushed together between my hands. So I really recommend these big time, especially if you're doing something that you are unsure of, or something naughty that you shouldn't be doing. That
or
we wouldn't condone you doing.
I did acrylic the other day for like 6 hours, and it's just one of those things where like my head was starting to kind of hurt a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Pop them on, and it's just you feel fine. It's gone. Feel better.
Yep. Definitely help. These are particularly good at the metals too, like metal dust, aluminum dust, things like that. It's going to catch all that, so it doesn't end up in your lungs.
Some stuff too. I mean, even just some smells for some people can trigger side effects, headaches, lung discomfort. So even if it's not exactly like completely terrible for you, which a lot of things are, but if you're just sensitive to certain things, it will help block some of that.
I actually buy this stuff from my shop, guys. Like, we don't have a partnership with 3M. I just want to show this off. So this is what the 6926s come in, like a little just perma pack here, and they
nice and sealed.
Yeah, they seal up really, really nicely. Only buy these from 3M. We were very, very particular about the Amazon links we grabbed. There are filters that look just like these 3M ones.
No crap. I spent 30 minutes looking for if you look, it says sold by Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon, to make sure that they're official 3M products, because there's so many knockoffs.
And
so
in the knockoffs, there's no guarantee how good they're going to work either. So
the 3M ones are the only ones that actually have this 3M stamp on there. You'll notice the knockoffs don't. So just make sure you get real ones, because otherwise they're just not gonna. It's just not doing anything for you. But they come in these packs. Again, I have like 100 of them here, and then these are a little bit cheaper. The ones on screen right now. These are the P100 particulate filters. They do not offer the organic vapor protection that the full bayonet filter cartridges do, but they're really good at keeping the particulate out. So if you are just worried about inhaling like metal dust, wood dust, things like that, the P100 is going to filter all of those out. Those come in big packs like this. So there's actually 4 in this one, 2 sets of 2. And they come in just like a nice little sealed plastic package here. And I approve of these as well. So these are only $11.50 a pair, which is like nothing. So if you want to stock up on one or the other, and the 60 926s are a little too expensive for you, you can go with the 2097s instead. And those are just fine.
By the way, real quick, Dr. Asus in the house.
Whoop,
What?
whoop. What up, dude?
Yeah. Okay. He was just so excited. I was like, let's go. Mike CS, what do you guys think about indoor air quality monitors? Usefulness?
Oh, I think Alex just got stuck for a minute.
Am I stuck?
Yeah.
You're coming back.
There he is.
You're
There he is.
recovering. You're recovering.
What?
That was actually a test of the 3M filter. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't have a strong opinion about the
It
one way or
built
the
it
other
out his
because I
Wi-Fi.
haven't done an appropriate amount of research to be able to say what's good, what isn't, what works, what doesn't. So
Yeah.
So going back to that, and actually that brings up a valid point. I have an air purifier in my shop. I know Alex does too. We use different kinds, but I will say these are not replacements for fume extraction for your lasers.
No.
These are for you. So this is for the general air you breathe. So
Dust,
if you have,
particulate.
yeah, this is to catch the stuff that's like normal in the air or like gets missed. You don't want to rely on this to clean up the mess from your machines. But I will say, after running this, because I have this set so I can turn it on through my phone or I can set a timer. I have it set to turn on before I come down, like 20-30 minutes before, and I have it timed to turn off when I go to bed. And I will tell you, I feel so much better working down here in my basement. It makes an enormous difference.
Yeah, I have not a great one for my garage, but I do the same thing. I'll let it go I'll come out, turn it on, go grab a drink, get ready to come out here to work, and you can just smell the difference. So just saying.
I will look for deals on the one I have.
do mine
Alex,
too, being VisiClean.
Yeah, I'll look for yours too. We'll include those.
Which is why
yeah, we'll include those in like the tools and accessories section or something.
Not at all a replacement for like PE
filtration
or like exhaust. Ideally, you could have all of those things in combination. You absolutely have to have exhaust of some kind.
For reference.
Just
for reference. I have people message me every week asking, is this a valid replacement for an exhaust? And it's no. It's not intended for that at all. It's just for your breathing air.
Just to wrap up.
That's the only reason I wanted to make sure we touched on that, because it's an important point.
Yeah, I just want to wrap up this.
I'll work on that now.
This mask section. So the rugged comfort half face piece mask is the best one before you get into face shields. I really like it, and it costs nothing. It's $16.10. It's only a $2 discount for Prime Day, but they're really, really good. They're super comfy. You can hear pretty well through them, and they work with all of the standard bayonet style 3M filter cartridges. So no matter what you want to filter out, they work really good. So,
and a cool bonus, you sound like Bane.
And you sound like Bane.
You
merely adopted it. You adopted all of those children.
I was born in it, molded by it.
They also have a really nice exhale valve that like exhales down. So if you're wearing safety glasses with these, they like blows out the bottom. The normal ones exhaust out the front. The rugged comfort ones have like a downdraft valve on them.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, which is really, really nice. So that's that. Not too much to talk about there. The Starrett, are you part of the secret Starrett club yet? If you're not, you should be. The Starrett 135A is the greatest level in the world, and it's perfect for laser engraving, and you can hear all about it in our level review thing that we have on the channel. So go watch the level review. What else do we have in here? Man, we got a lot of stuff.
Really quick, because this is up and like now there's 70 people again. If you are just arriving to the live stream, we have a list right in front of you that Alex, Kyle, and myself have gone through Amazon, looked for the stuff that people use every day, some purchases that might be big purchases for you. So from big to small, this list is down below in the links description, and you can just click it. And when you do, it'll take you straight to this big list of items that have already been kind of like just put into a format that's easy to grab and fill out your basket before you call it a day on Prime Day #1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've literally added like 3 things during the show.
Nice. I'm getting ahead here. I'm like opening future tabs. Also, there's at least there's 24 people in here right now actually looking at the spreadsheet and following along. So that's nice that people are actually using it. Zeiss lens wipes. These are the ones from the buying guide. They're fine, but they're not on sale. I actually found a really good Prime Day deal on some lens wipes. Let me see if I can find it again. This one's sick. So it's Care Touch lens cleaning wipes with microfiber cloths. You can't really mess this up, guys. This isn't something that needs to be reviewed in order to feel like it's a good product. And this is nice because it just comes with some extra microfiber cloths, and you get 200 of them, and it's $14.39. So you're saving some money on that too. Prime Day deal. That's a good one. Let me update the... Where is it? Here. This. Oop. All right, great. So yeah, check that out if you need some lens wipes. The Panavice Junior and the Panavice 350, which are the main units, are not on sale, but there are some weird variants of those two things that are. This one is weird. This one is like the Panavice 250 PV Junior Deluxe Work Center. It's basically just the Panavice Junior head on like a Panavice 350 base, which is how I use mine anyway. So I would recommend this. $10 off, really cool. A thermo gun, right? An IR thermometer. If you don't have one of these, buy it. I primarily use this for when I have metal going for a really long time, because you touch it and then you burn yourself. I don't know if you guys have done that. I do it more often than I'd like to admit. So having this,
I've definitely not burned myself on metal that I've engraved for an hour.
Yeah. Or you think it'll be cold by now. Nope.
Mine's a Klein Tools, which is a little bit more expensive, but you just point it at a thing and you push the button, and then it tells you how hot it is. It's very convenient to make sure that you don't like burn yourself on the stuff that you've been engraving. So
also, Gulf Coast being smart. I wear gloves.
Yeah, you can wear gloves too.
Yeah, we get it. You're smart, okay?
The only reason I wouldn't want to wear gloves would be if it was something that was going to like catch the fibers, like a really deep coin engrave or something. I might not want to wear gloves because it might rip the fibers out of the glove. It's mostly
a fashion thing for me. So
okay, so that's a couple bucks off. Tweezers. Who added these? What do you use tweezers for?
You skipped the digital microscope.
Did I?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, the digital microscope. I guess go watch the microscope review. We have a review for this, guys. This is literally the one from the review. We like it. It works good. It's cheap. Good discount. $6. $6 off. If you don't have one, get one. If you don't have a moving buddy, get one.
It is a cheap way to significantly improve the things you're working on.
Seriously. And if you don't know how, then go watch our timing guide. Go watch our photo engraving guide. Go watch like literally any of our major tutorial episodes. Utilize a USB microscope.
If you want to see what frequency really does, there you go.
Yeah. Who went with the tweezers? Who was that?
That was from the staff suggestions.
Oh yeah, but nice. I could
totally
imagine
if you're doing acrylic picking and you got no fingernails or you have a hard time with your fingers.
Oh, weeding.
Those are lifesavers.
Yeah, gross.
See, I never have to mess with that. I feel so blessed.
Oh, precision screwdriver kit. This was something that you particularly... Yeah, this is also not on sale, and I replaced this link with one that was. So let me find that again.
What a dope.
I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Move on.
Prime Day. Yeah, okay. I've picked the one that was like blue and it had like the nice wrap on it. That one looked really nice.
The one that was 41% off. That would be nice.
Another reading tool. If you don't have an X-Acto knife, you should probably just have one. I have like 8. It's $2 off. Easy. And then digital calipers. Kyle, how do you feel about the Q-Fun brand? You got one to review from them a long time ago, and I'm assuming
doesn't leave my desk.
Yeah, great. Still
since I got it, I only replaced the battery on it 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
That
Whereas
was like a year and a half ago, wasn't
It's
it?
been over a year, and I'm sure you
it's
used
been
it
over a
every
year. The last pair of calipers that I had to replace the battery every 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Oof.
Yeah.
So
And
they're accurate.
If you are a tool snob like me, you can check out the Stare-It digital calipers, which are literally the same exact things except fancier. They're probably made out of better materials, and it'll probably outlast like Kyle's Q-Fun, but
Probably outlast me.
yeah, outside of that, more or less the same thing. I don't actually have a Stare-It one, though I would like to add one to my collection. I still have one that Michael Mullins gave me when I quit. He gave me an engraved caliper that was his, your apprenticeship is complete present. And that was a really nice one too, but I'd like one of these. So anyway, there's that. Moving right along. Where are we? The star knobs. These are nice. So these are for different machine screw sizes. But they have like little knobby ends on the end of them, and they're great for
Nice.
screwing and unscrewing jigs to your cheese plate, essentially, without having to get a little Allen key and mess with all that. So those are $1 off, 5%, $16. Just a little additional thing.
Something to make your life easy.
Here you go, Matt. Here's one for you. I'm tossing this one to you, buddy. What is this?
Man.
What the hell is this?
All right. So I put this on there because I go to Sam's Club for a lot of stuff because I've got 3 kids and all that jazz. Lasco is a brand that's sold there. And so this is a high velocity pivoting utility blower fan for ventilation and whatnot. When I first started my company and I did not have an air conditioning in the garage yet, this thing was a beast. So 2 reasons why it's amazing. It's air velocity, the amount of air it can move. So if you ever have a fire, if you have an issue, if you're just trying to clear your shop out because you're doing acrylic and you're trying to get stuff out, and as an air mover, it is amazing. The other thing you'll notice on it, if Alex can kind of mouse over where the knob is, that it has nope, not that right there. Just go up.
Oh,
Why do you hate
not
America?
the knob?
God, okay,
Which one?
right. Just oh my God.
Oh,
Show
you
next
just
to the
mean on
knob.
this. Okay.
Yes, I hate you so much. Like right there, it has a 10 amp max. So literally you can daisy chain these things together. If you're someone who has like a smaller warehouse, like 1,000 square foot warehouse, and you're just trying to keep that air flowing and stuff. And it is just badass, man. It's a really high quality tool to have in your shop, accessory. Also, if you're someone who doesn't have a split AC unit or something to, air conditioned warehouse, that thing got me through so many 100-degree days in my garage. So just saying.
Yeah,
Plus, it'll blow the spots off a dog. So you're
right. I mean, why would you not buy this?
Just saying.
$47.40. That one's 27% off, which is really nice.
Yeah, normally $60. That's like a no-brainer.
Good discount on that one for sure. California Air Tools compressors, guys. Big fan of this here. Do either of you have these, or no? Is it just me?
I have one.
It's on my eventual list.
What's the difference between these two? You guys added these while we were live.
Kyle did. Yep.
That one is an aluminum tank, and that one is a steel tank.
This one's the steel tank. Okay, so the steel tank's $98. The aluminum tank is significantly more expensive.
That's how it works. Yeah, so aluminum's more expensive, but you don't really have to worry about like the inside of the tank rusting if you forget to dump the water out of it.
Right.
Which you should be bleeding the fluid out of the bottom of the tank every time you use it. Basically.
Every time
I do.
Yep.
Matthew.
And the steel one is cheaper, only $100, which is $70 off. That's kind of nuts. That's actually
that's why when Kyle put those in there,
it's almost half off.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. This is the exact one, by the way, that I have hooked up to my Ranger right now.
By the way,
really,
if you're
great.
someone who does limited amount of cutting, that this thing would be a beast for you. Just saying.
Yeah, definitely. So check both of those out. While the aluminum one is more expensive, it is also $70 off, which I'm going to add to my cart. So don't mind me there. Okay, so I'm buying that.
Then there's the big boy.
Yep, and then the big boy. So we've got an 8-gallon tank here as well. Let's take a look at that one. I'll let you guys talk about that.
That's the one that I was considering.
Yeah. Well,
So
why?
this is actually the one that I have sitting 4 feet from me that has gone off during the show multiple times.
Mhm.
And you guys are like, oh, it's not really loud. When it says ultra quiet, it's no joke, like super ultra quiet. Resin is saying the customer service for California Air Tools is lacking. Fortunately, I've had my machine for 3 years and I've never had to use them. So, I mean, that's good to know. If you
Yeah.
could tell us more, that'd be good. But I will tell you, the machine is really, really good. It's super quiet. It lets me, if you're somebody who's working out of your garage like me, it lets me work at 2 a.m. and you can be outside of the door 5 feet and there's no noise.
You want to do
So-
your announcement real quick there, buddy?
Which one? Oh,
About-
yeah. So if you are somebody who's new or just arrived to the channel's live stream today, we're doing a Prime Day deals, the Primo deals on Prime Day. And Alex is looking at this list, and it's in the description below. So there's a link to it. And when you click it, you can follow it right to this page and find the items that we're talking about, and or just skip around to the things that you find interesting. Directly dump them into your cart and knock it out before the end of the first Prime Day.
Yeah. Kyle, do you ever add the form, by the way, to this?
Scroll up.
Oh, nice. So do you want to talk about that real quick?
I'd love to. So if you guys see up at the top of the form when you're checking it out, got a deal to share with the community, submit it at the link to the right, and we'll add it. So the link to the right, the forms.gle form there, that is very similar to our feedback form, except it's very specific to this Prime Day event. If you find deals that you think the community would enjoy related to our field, basically, our little niche, blanks, machines, tools, cleaners,
Anything
whatever,
that's made your life easier.
anything that's relevant to what you do as a business, as a hobby within the laser industry, click on that form. It'll just be a little drop a link here and tell us what it is and what you use it for. Submit it, and we will add it to this list so everybody has access to it.
Nice. And then speaking of that, here are your air purifiers. I think this is the one that we have in like the kids' room at our house, actually.
That is literally the one I have right here.
Yeah. So this one's 15% off, a fair deal. And then there's a big boy, $90 off. This is for 3,000 square feet. It says, I think that these are overestimates. Typically, like mine are for like 2,500 square feet, and I have 3 in this 1,000 square foot room because it's like one big open room. So I a little maybe overzealous with the rating, but
when you think about square footage, you're thinking about 2-dimensional, but these are intended to filter a volume of air, which is 3 dimensions.
Right.
You have like 20-something foot high walls.
I do.
You have a large volume of air.
Yeah.
I have a very small volume of air. This is actually rated for almost twice the square footage that I'm in.
Yep.
At a very abnormally low ceiling height. So this is perfect for me. The other factor too is you can consider, let's say you do have a large shop like Alex does. You can opt for multiple smaller machines and put them in the areas that you spend time in. So you're not just relying on one machine to filter an entire volume of air that it probably won't see the air on the other side of the room ever, unless you have another method of forcing the air to move around the room. So that's another factor.
Cool.
And again, not a replacement for an exhaust for a machine. This is for your lungs.
Yeah, for sure. And let's see, what's next? We did CO2 lasers. Let's see, safety. We covered it. Tools. We hit the end. Product photography. Great. So first up, actually, there's only 3 links here. Let me just open all of these. My mouse battery is slowly dying on me. So guys, basic photo studio, you roll the white thing down. It's got lights at the top that light things relatively evenly. You might want an external light or two, and it's got silver sides to reflect the light back at the thing. This is how people are taking nice product photos. If you have a web store on Etsy or you have a Shopify or something, like this is just like a buy this right now kind of a thing. There are really good ones of these and really bad ones of these. And this is like a medium to good one. The price range is huge. You can get these for $10 and they fall apart and they're trash and they just like look horrible. So
I actually have this exact one.
Yeah. Oh, you have this exact one. Tell me, what's your experience been with it?
So I was pretty impressed with it. It takes a couple of minutes out of the box to set up. It folds up nice and neatly. There was like 2 little spaces where I kind of had to flex it out a little bit from the way it was shipped to me. But it came with 4. Oh, yep, they got them right there in the picture. So it's got 4 different colored backgrounds. There's a strip of Velcro at the top in the back. The LEDs are super bright. And if you look down, scroll down just a little bit, there's like a little photo. Yeah, you can see where you can open up a spot for the camera to go in the front. You can go from the top. Yeah. So there's lots of things. So you don't have to open it fully. You can actually do, there you go. So multi-angle shooting, and it's actually, it works just like you see it. So the fact that it works like you see it shown to you is pretty impressive to me, because a lot of the things I buy off Amazon on a whim, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. So number one, useful. It came like it was supposed to, and it set up quickly and easily. So I like it. Nice. There you go.
Yep.
And I paid $100 for it, and now it's $63. So that's, if you're on the fence about it, that's pretty good.
$30 off. Yeah. This is definitely, like I was saying, this is one of those things where if you spend too little, it's not going to be good. So don't spend too little on this. This is like a nice mediumly priced product at a fair value because it's on sale. So this would be a great one to check out.
I would say it's also super portable. I don't know why you would need portability, but if that's something that you're doing,
I mean, if anything, it's nice to take outside and get some of that natural light.
Yeah. Good point.
For cameras, guys, a lot of people, including Matt, will tell you to just shoot pictures on your phone. I really think that having a dedicated camera to take photos of your products with is important. This is not a phone. This isn't a kid's tablet or a 2-in-1 PC. It is a camera, and it's made to take pictures. It's super inexpensive right now. It's $100 off. It's made by Sony, who's known for their amazing image sensors, and it's a point and shoot, which means it's easy to use. So you can literally stick this into Matt's little light box and push the button, and you're going to get a great picture. Obviously, you're going to need a little Lightroom balancing the whites and things like that, or Photoshop balancing the whites, getting that background nice and white like this picture that we're looking at here. But this is going to do a lot more of the work for you. And again, unlike a lot of other point and shoots that I usually recommend, even at $500, this is a really, really good deal. But at $400, it's like, if you've been stalling and this isn't something that you've bought yet for your business, this is the one. So that's that. Ring lights, I threw this in. It's $15. And I'm sure you guys have seen people with the ring lights like kind of rigged up around their Galvo laser lenses. That makes sense, and it works to provide like a really evenly lit. Matt has his there. To provide a really evenly lit view of what you're marking. $16 is literally nothing. Buy one of these, slap it up under you, because it literally, and this is the 6.5-inch one. Don't buy just any random one. I picked the 6.5-inch one because it has a hole in the center of it big enough to fit around most Galvo laser lenses. So, usually they just powered via USB. They can cycle through a couple different lighting modes for different color temperatures and things like that. So, just kind of another little knick-knack there for your laser shop. Exhaust. So we have a couple different exhaust options here.
You sound exhaust.
Yeah. First up, the Vivo Sun. I have the 8-inch version of this one. It's not even really on sale. This one kind of fooled me. But the 8-inch version of this fan right here powers the exhaust for all of the lasers in my shop at the same time. And that's the beauty of centrifuge fans. So if you don't have this, or you're still using an inline fan, I highly recommend looking at something like this. I have inline fans that I use as boosters at my lasers.
Axial inline fans.
Axial inline fan. Thank you. That I use as boosters to get the stuff out of the laser. But once it's out of the laser, it has a really long way to go to get out of my shop. And the centrifuge is what's driving that force. I think Kyle will go on a lecture about static pressure here in a minute. And here's another one. This is the iPower. And you own this one, right, Kyle?
I do. I have the 8-inch and the 6-inch.
I'm gonna be right back, but give people the static pressure lecture while I'm gone.
I'd love to. So basically, when you have an axial fan, an axial fan is very similar to like a computer fan. So it's designed. Don't make me big. Get out of here. So it's very much like a computer fan. So essentially, it's designed to move air freely through an open space. The problem with that is you're not exactly sucking air through an open space if you're working with like an enclosed CO2, or like if the room you're in is very well sealed and you don't have a lot of free moving air, or if you don't have like I don't have forced air in my house. We just have radiant heat, and windows. So the space I'm in is super well sealed, which means I can't replace the air that I'm trying to suck out. And if the fan can't create enough vacuum to pass through that and move air anyway, it's just going to sit there and cavitate, which is what happened when I had like an AC Infinity S8. I would crank that thing to the max and it would sit there and cavitate air. I could hold a lit match in front of the exit for my exhaust and it wouldn't even blow out. It wouldn't even flicker the flame. It was crazy. It works for some people who do have free moving air, and that's great. But I had to move up to a centrifugal fan. It wasn't an option for me.
And
So
Kyle has to understand this. It actually matters a lot too when you look at how much particulate, like when I was engraving glass, was not being taken away. And so that meant that glass is now fiberglass. And Kyle was like, yeah, dude, that's like fiberglass dust.
It was doing one of the powder literally generated a floating feather worth of glass dust in front of his exhaust vent.
Yeah. So long story short, it was definitely eye-opening to me because I was like, ooh. And that's when I started opening the garage door again so that I had the free-flowing air being forced through into the garage. But it'd be better to have the situation handled by the right exhaust, which I do now.
I was taking a piss and I remembered this, which isn't on the list. Yeah. This is the multimeter that I reviewed when I did the PSU voltage testing, and it's really good. I didn't mean for it to come off. I feel like it comes off a little bit like a product placement, but I got it from Kai Wheats for free, and it was a perfect time to like use it and actually like test it out. And I do like a whole unboxing thing in the PSU video, and it's really, really good. It's a really, really good little multimeter. It's bright. The display is bright. It's really pretty and just solid. It's like heavy. It comes in a nice little case. It rocks, guys. There it is. It's right there. It rocks. If you don't have a multimeter and you want to pick one up, this one I would definitely check out. It's like a tiny little bit off, but still, I just thought that we should include it. Because I really like it, so I wanted to throw that in.
Well, all right.
Yeah,
it was a cool one. I remember the video you did it with.
It was cool, dude. It's cool. It's like a cool little thing. I don't know if these three are actually on sale. I missed them when I was checking the links. We got a lot of these links together yesterday before we knew if they were going to be on sale or not. This one is 20% off. This hub is an amazing hub. All of these things kind of go together. So this one's the 32-foot version, and then the 16-foot version. These are active USB extenders. So if your computer doesn't reach your lasers, like the shop here, these actually will take like a DC power input and like boost your signal when it's going to the place that it goes to. And they're USB 3. So you can plug in a USB hub and plug multiple lasers into it. And these two things work really well together. And they work, this is the important part, really well with EasyCAD boards. EasyCAD boards require a lot of data transfer back and forth live while you're engraving. And if you just use regular extenders and regular hubs, they often won't give you that throughput that you need in order for EasyCAD to do its job, and it'll like cut out, or sometimes it won't recognize the board at all. We like these because they work really well with EasyCAD. So I would check these out. It looks like $20 off, so that's great. These don't look like they're on sale, but we've tested them, so check them out anyway. Disappointed they're not on sale, but
it might be. I think it's on sale on my non-business account.
Yeah, and if you're gonna plug a USB 3 hub like this into an extender, make sure the extender is USB 3. That 32-foot one is linked as a 2.0. We should update that and link that as the 3.0.
There's a distinction there, right? So if you're gonna put the hub next to your computer and run extensions to each of your machines, you can go with the cheaper 2.0 cables, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you want to run one extension and you have all your lasers that can reach the hub without extensions, you can run a USB 3.0 cable, a single one, over to the hub and plug on all the lasers into that. It's about data throughput, and the hub can't really deal with all of that throughput for all of the machines through a single 2.0 cable. So,
I mean, additionally, like the price difference is really minimal between the 2.0 and the 3.0 version, and it's 2023. So I'd probably just get the 3.0 one. But I guess if you really want to save like a couple bucks, you can get the 2.0. I am looking for the power adapter that powers this. And I remember it took me it doesn't include the adapter. You have to buy the adapter separately. And I remember having a hard time finding it. And this is why, because I can't find the spec on it now. So we'll find that at some point after the stream and add that to the list along with these so that you are able to get the power adapter for them, because the little power light turns on when you plug in the power. In fact, I think I have it. Hold on. Sorry. Here it is. I have it. It's in my hand. Okay. So this is a Max LL2 brand MT523 with an output of 5 volts at 2 amps. So this works perfectly. I highly recommend checking those out if you have a need for extension. And I will find that and link it. I don't feel like we need 2 amps. I feel like I'm using the wrong adapter actually. But it's a 5 volt output, and the barrel connector is like a certain size. It's a whole thing. I'll find the right one and we will link it. Jesus. All right. Here's some. So these are just renewed deals. These aren't actually Prime Day sales, but they're both dope deals. If you need a new computer or you have a second laser or something, this one uses an older generation i5. This one's actually one that you were looking at, I think, Kyle. The renewed ThinkPad. Yeah. So it's an older generation i5, but it's fine. It comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM. And it is $400, which is an amazing price for a ThinkPad. And the reason people like ThinkPads are because they don't compromise on like your IO. So you get a ton of USB ports, SD card support, really good power connectors. And they took these to like the moon or whatever. So these are like, the ones that I continue to buy. Additionally, there is a smaller, what?
They have the joystick too.
They have the little nub, the little mouse nub. There is a 13-inch version with a fairly old 7th generation processor, and it's a Celeron. Okay, this isn't the best laptop in the world, guys, but
for $134,
it's $134.
Like, if you're someone who's on the go and talking about that fiber laser to go, and you're looking for an easy solution to have that just runs the machine. Done,
dude. It's $100.
No brainer.
It's $100 laptop that runs Windows. Like,
or if you're in a situation where you're still on EasyCAD for some unknown reason, maybe you're running.
That's true.
All the Flymark or something, and you need like 4 different computers. Here's a good space saving option.
Or you were somebody who has a Mac and you were trying to make core files before Alex's video that he dropped this weekend.
That's true.
Right? Like, yeah, honestly, it's a good, like, there you go.
$100 and you've got a core file machine. Like, I mean, it's so ridiculously inexpensive that there's just like so many things you could justify.
You could laser
this
engrave it
for.
and have a really cool paperweight.
You could just, you know, maybe you have all your lasers wired up to your one PC, but you'd love a laptop to be able to go work at the laser station. There's so many things you can. It's $134. That's basically all there is to say about that. And on top of all of that, it's a freaking ThinkPad. So,
or if you're doing order fulfillment and you want like a little 2-pound laptop to walk around the shop with to verify your orders are picked right.
Yep, it's a good one too.
That's a smart one.
This link, if it loads, it's the Nexigo N660. This is the OG laser cam. So basically everything 2022 and before where I have a camera pointed at the laser, it's this webcam. It's $31.99, so you don't need to freak out about it getting busted up or destroyed by the laser or filled with aluminum dust or whatever. And it's $18 off right now, which is a fair deal. It's a decent looking webcam, but it's a very good webcam for recording laser stuff, or if you're trying to, again, at like a trade show, you pair this with the $130 laptop and boom, you've got remote viewing for people that can't see the laser running, but you want to show it off. This laptop is great for it. You've got one.
Can you make me big real quick? I'll show people something.
Yeah, I'll make you big.
So, and I've got the I've got the ring around. You guys can't see it completely, but right here you can actually wall mount this thing so that you can actually film stuff too. Really quick and easy thing to do. And what's really sweet is it comes with this little remote. So like Alex said, when you're at a trade show, let me just go back to where I need to be. Whoop, other way. There you go. I've got it reversed. So when you go to what you need, what's really cool is it's got this remote. You can move it left and right. So the camera inside of the little housing for the aperture, I guess, where the aperture sits, you can move it left and right. You can zoom in and out. You can control the focus, and you can also control the volume at which it picks up sound. So you can actually, like, your gain basically, which is pretty sweet for $40. So pretty neat little mic or device.
I like showing off that I actually own this stuff, guys. I have not one, but two of these, literally two of them. And they still work perfectly well. There's nothing wrong with these at all. I have much nicer cameras in the shop now because we've been growing as a channel, so I don't use these anymore, but they're excellent. So
mine's plugged in and in use.
Yep. Very, very good. Matt, you added this, and I'm going to let you define the use case for it because I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. So right now, you don't have to get the one that's the mini pan tilt camera. I think I also added the one that's not a mini pan tilt.
Not as a separate link, but it's right here. I can click it.
Okay, yeah. So I thought about I almost bought this one right here. So this is just the Blink Mini Compact Indoor Plug-in Camera. And it says security camera, but honestly, if you're someone who doesn't have a camera yet for your CO2 laser, but you're someone who also can't be sitting by it all the time and you want to be able to babysit it, you can plug this in. It connects through Wi-Fi. You can view it through the app on your phone. I never suggest leaving your laser, but at the same time, I live in the real world where my children need me. And my wife is like, hey, you got to do this, but there's acrylic sitting here that's like a $700 job that I can't really, not finish. So this is something where for safety purposes, you could leave it where you could kind of have that in your hand and you have that safety. But also if you're somebody who doesn't have a security camera in your shop or even in your garage yet, at least you have something here that costs nothing. I mean, $15, or it was 15 this morning. What is it now? $17.50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was $15 this morning. The one that has the pan tilt. What's really cool is, let's say you did put that in your shop. That actually lets you turn the camera and tilt it from using the app. So if you're somebody who's you get a notification that something's happening in your shop, and you're not there you go. You can kind of see what's going on. For $30. I mean, why not? Right. Yep. It's just, or if you're trying to film inside your CO2, I know some people don't like to lift their laser lid. You could actually find a way to rig that to film easily inside. So just a thought.
Yeah.
So
and these are both 50% off, which is great. So
and they're Amazon's company stuff. So basically if you have any issues, Amazon always helps take care of their stuff pretty quickly. So I feel pretty confident sharing that one.
Yep, nice. So that's a good ad. Good ad. Also, I want to point out, thank you, Halbert. It says no, 2 amps is correct based on the product page. You had the right one. So apparently, it is the 2 amp 5 volt. I don't have the barrel connector stats, so I'll have to get a caliper and literally measure that. Stupid barrel connectors suck, but it is what it is.
Do your job.
Okay, really quick. I'm not even going to pull these up, guys. You can click the links if you're interested. Scour pads. These are Scotch-Brite pads. They're good for scrubbing. You do a scrub. Also for scrubbing, toothbrushes. Get some toothbrushes. Actually, this one I am going to click on. This is kind of a double whammy. I didn't know if I should put this in the blanks section or the cleaning section. They're great for cleaning stuff with, but also these ones are bamboo, and it's a 10-pack. So you can engrave them and sell them on Etsy or whatever too. It's $6 for 10 toothbrushes. So dual use item there. Polyester napkins for 3-in-1 oil on things like brass do really well without shredding apart. So you're not going to get a bunch of fibers in your engraving. Buff Pro, these just happen to be on sale for Prime Day. I don't care what brand people get. I'm not brand loyal about microfiber cloths, but these are microfiber cloths. They're good ones, I'm sure, because they're all identical. It's $10 for a 12-pack. These ones I liked because they were black, so they're not going to show all the nasty that you put on it. 3-in-1 oil, this one I am going to click on. You'll see the price, $44.94. And you're like, for 3-in-1 oil?
Ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, no. This is a 12-pack of 8-ounce bottles. So
holy shit, it's 100 ounces.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So it's $13 off right now, and you'll literally never ever have to buy 3-in-1 oil ever again. So,
and remember when we talked about fire safety?
Yeah. Leather cleaner, 15% off. 505 degreaser. I use this for cleaning stainless steel cups. Little alcohol, little degreaser. Boom. That's 10% off. Zep glass cleaner. It's just cheaper Windex. 5% off. 12-inch transfer tape or masking tape. Kyle, did you add this one?
I did.
What was your use case for this?
Masking wood before you cut it.
Okay. Is it just like regular masking tape?
Yeah, it's paper tape.
Oh, okay, cool. Paper tape. Great. We love paper tape.
When you're done cutting, peel it off, and you don't have to clean the surface.
Great for wood too. Brilliance laser inks. This is a solid deal. This is a very good deal right now. Marking spray, regardless of where you get it, is expensive. Some places are more expensive than others. The 12-ounce cans of Brilliance laser ink black metal marking spray are $39.96 right now. That's $15 off per can. I would grab a dozen of them if I were you. Like, just grab them while they're on sale, guys, because you go through it so fast if you use it, and that's a substantial discount. So check that one out. And then Melamine cleaning sponges. They're magic erasers, guys. Get 100 of them for $20 right now. That's 36% off. A no-brainer. Okay, moving on. This is the light object section of the list. Light object does have some things on sale right now, so I wanted to include them. As you can see in the discounts column, they are some substantial discounts. So $70 off, right? $120, $150 off. So I just want to kind of work our way through these real quick. I am going to try to just get them all open at once so we can make it one kind of swift thing. Oh my God, my mouse. Very inconvenient.
Yeah, the mouse is the problem.
It is.
He's like 7 Cokes deep right now. His hands are like...
yeah. K40 power table. Guys, it's a motorized Z for the K40 or another small laser if you don't have one. Ooh. But I think this is particularly interesting for like fiber laser usage because you could actually like move things up and down and get creative with how you're using this without having to actually like change the focus on your laser. I don't know. Even basically no matter what your weird use cases for it, it's like a laser bed that moves up and down that you can take and put anywhere. And I think that's cool. It's on sale right now. So that's dope.
Picturing
And
somebody with a Coke with a straw in it, just going like.
yeah. The SPT tubes, the TR series, is the series of laser tube that has the integrated red dot pointer. So this literally eliminates the need for any kind of beam combiner setup. It's all built into the nozzle of the tube. If you're not a handy person, if you don't like dealing with things like that, but you would like an inline red dot beam, the SPT TR series tubes are a great option for you.
So
Every single size of these that they sell is on sale, including the 70 watt, the 90 watt, and the 100 watt version of the tubes. There is a little bit of a trade-off. You lose a couple percentage points of like output power because you're beam combining with a red dot, and that's true for external and internal beam combiners like this. But the trade-off, the positive, the pros, I guess, column of this chart is that you don't have to futz with a beam combiner, which is awesome. So, and we have an episode coming out about that. Michael's just about done editing it, where we compare the JK tubes that don't have an inline beam combiner with the SPT tubes that do. And we do that on Light Objects CO2 laser tube test bench. So
Nice.
that episode will be coming out soon. But I just wanted to share those because they could save people a lot of headache, I guess, if they're not someone who wants to actually mess with their machine. Because beam combined red dot is a big deal. Like, do you guys have beam combined red dot?
Yes.
You do on the Boss.
Oh my god, yeah. And like just being able to know where the hell you are while you're burning something.
Yeah.
And then like knowing that if I'm center on an object, like this is where I need to be. Zoop.
Yeah. Yeah. And you do not, right, Kyle? You have an angled red dot?
I have an angled red dot, which also is dead. So I'm just gonna upgrade it.
Oh, Kyle's going blind. Here are Light Objects water chillers. I really, really like them a lot. We've done unboxings. We have the episode where we were at Light Object and we ran the boiling water through them, Michael and I. They're all on sale and they're all already super cheap. The bigger ones are a little more discounted than the smaller one. Depending on your laser wattage, one of these or the other might be good for you. They talk about which laser wattages they cover down in the description of these product listings. So click those, find out which one is right for you. I have the 800 hooked up to the Ranger, which is a 70 watt tube, and that's overkill. So you don't even need the Q800 for like the 70 watt and under. You could get away with the Q600, and it's $425, which is cheaper than the SNA 5200, and it's smaller, and it's a real refrigerant-based chiller. So that's my very quick justification for those. And again, every single one of them is on sale. If you don't have one, get one. Moving on, blanks. Oh, you were excited about these, Matt.
Oh, which one?
You talk. Give me a break.
That's why I had that Z table to Coke. Oh, yeah. So long story short, Yeti products. There are 3 Yeti products that I found this morning that surprised me that are half off, like just straight up half off. And so the Yeti Rambler 12-ounce slim can insulator for the slim hard seltzer can. And I believe it's all the colors. I didn't click through every single one to check, but I'm pretty sure it's just that 12-ounce.
The majority. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, supplies last, I guess.
Like it. Yeah. No, it's all of them. All right, sweet. So they're $12.50, which is actually pretty reasonable for Yeti. Even if you don't like them. So that's just something where you could order quite a few of those to throw them in your shop and have some for the people who are looking. The next product over is the 16-ounce tall can, which is what he was just looking at. And so basically, yeah, that's for tall boys. It's okay. You got your Coke. So that's for tall boys and 16-ounce cans like what Alex has in his hand right now, which is why he went to go grab that.
Not every color.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, just FYI. Some of them are and some of them aren't, so you have to kind of dig through it.
So take a look, though, and that's one of those things where, like, literally the fact that you can grab some of these for half off, actually, it's looking like they might, yeah, see, there you go. And honestly, to me, black looks best in these anywho, but that's just me. That's pretty sweet. And then the last one was their 10-ounce wine glasses. So the 10-ounce wine glasses without a lid, which is pretty standard. I think most of us have worked on those before.
Yeah.
They are also 50% off. So $12 for a Yeti wine glass. Think about the people who drink wine. They might like the Yeti name tag and the fact that it's there for $12. It's, win-win.
It's just a super easy way to get some like name brand stuff in your shop.
Extra key-ish. Yeah.
People will always settle for something with a Yeti logo on it. And black is really good because if you don't have a color, like black is, I think, the majority of the time the second
It's the one
option.
that pops. Everybody
like if they really wanted chartreuse and you don't have any, like if you ask them what they want instead, they're going to say black. So you just, stock up on the black ones. Yeah, those are all very inexpensive right now. We were just talking, I don't remember if it was on the podcast or not, about metal business cards, but these are the eBemez ones. They are my favorite. I've ordered just about every brand of metal business card.
I call him Ibama. Someone's like, thanks, Ibama.
Ibamas.
Thanks, Ibamas.
These are the best ones on Amazon by far. These are the 0.8 ones, which are chunky.
I have them all,
boys. And these are the 0.2 ones, which are basically paper. And as we were saying the last time we had this discussion, the 0.4s are nowhere to be found. Not just from this brand, but from like all the brands, which is weird. So 0.4s are usually what I'd recommend as your go-to, and we can't seem to find them right now. But
I can tell you, so this right here, and Alex has showed this before, so if you want to like make me big real quick. So here's one that I was just playing with the other day on a thing, like boop, boop. Like that's the 0.2 or 0.02.
Yep.
And this guy, ready for your ears to be shattered. Everybody ready? I'll turn my gains down. So this one, I mean, you can actually like see the thickness on my body.
Yeah.
And then when you listen to it being dropped on the table.
Yeah.
Like
it's just an aluminum plate in the shape of a business card.
Every one of these that I've ever handed to someone, I'm like, hey, let me give you my business card. And they're literally like, yeah, okay. And then when they get it, they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is impressive.
Yeah. Both of these are right around $13. You get 100 of the 0.2s for $13.59 or 10 of the 0.8s for $12.79, which is a good deal. It's a solid deal. They take up the same volume when stacked next to each other. Like you're getting a lot of metal. So I really, really, really like these. And that is a substantial discount, 20% off, especially if you plan on ordering a lot of them. So grab those if you want to. Who did the cheese boards?
Not I.
Oh, wait,
yes, no, that was me.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Are those
I don't know. We both did them.
Yeah, the monkey. Yeah, so
different brands.
These, so I found the monkey ones actually. And so literally they're the same price, $24.59. Yep. And 8x12 is a little bit bigger than a sheet of paper for the most part, and the 10x6. So the great thing about these, instead of using them as a cheese board, I actually make these for realtors. I cut out of acrylic a little stand for them, the little boops. Yep. And then I put like welcome home, and it's got their address or whatever the person decides for me to have. Usually it's like an address or welcome home, Kyle and Courtney, whatever, right? You put the names on there, and there you go. And so to get these for, what are they, $6 a piece, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so $4 to $6 a piece.
Sorry, $4.13.
Yeah, depending on which pack you get, it could go $4 or $6. You could easily charge like $25, $30 for these, no problem. And so that's an easy win. Just saying.
Yeah, definitely. You could even like, if you get like the UV curable like adhesive, like the really, really strong stuff, you could put like some hangers on the back of these or something, make little signs out of them, or you could even, honestly, with the fiber laser, you could probably drill some holes in this and run like a thick twine through it and make like a hanging sign. I mean, you could do a ton of different stuff with these for sure. So those were good ads. Very nice. Have you guys actually purchased this brand of coin before? I don't know.
I have them sitting next to me.
What do you think?
That one's not the one I have.
So this is the one that I have. And if you notice real quick, like zoom in on the face, like just kind of mouse over the face of it. You'll notice that it does have a face that has texture on it. So if you're someone who's looking for a mirror polished finish, this ain't it. But if you're someone who's going to be doing a full coin engrave anyways, these are 40 millimeters, and it will literally take up the entire space. So it does have, like it says, frosted finish. I'm trying to find them. They're in here somewhere. But long story short, they look exactly like they come, and that's the nice thing. To me, these aren't the finest coins in the world, but for people who are looking for, like, I had a soccer team that was a high school, like a competitive high school aged soccer team, and the coach just wanted something kind of cheap, something quick and easy. And literally, I just knocked these out for him, and it had their names on the back and the year with, you know, the stuff on it, whatever he's kind of sent me, plus their symbol with like their names underneath. And it was just an easy engrave. They were cheap, and they each came with their own little cases, which was super nice because you could package them up, and it looked very professional. So
doing coins isn't something that just snaps into place either. This is definitely something that takes practice. So even if you're going to get coins from somewhere nicer like Swiss Bowie or Umbry, you can get these and practice coins. It takes some
practice aligning, practice.
Yeah,
everything.
seriously. Yep.
So there you go. I like them.
20% off.
There you go.
So if you buy 5 sets of them, you basically got a free set. Buy 5, get 1 free. Barproducts.com. I added a link for, you guys know that I like barproducts.com. They just have like a bunch of glasses, and they cost pretty much nothing. And they have some weird ones that are on sale right now. So if you're looking to add some interesting glassware to your kind of little setup, I believe it was on the clearance section here. They have like jars and like weird glass things. And sometimes they'll come in cases. Sometimes they're one-offs, like these. Like, that's cool, dude. Like, I want to engrave this. I like that. That's pretty neat. It's like a little shot measuring thing. So I don't know. Random glassware. They have cutting boards. They have all kinds of like weird stuff on here. I would just scroll through, see if there's anything you like. Okay. 75-cent mason jars. Psh.
Real quick,
though. Yeah.
I saw so 2 things actually. Kyle, I saw the question you sent me, and I'll send you that link. The other one is, Halbert said, those coins have a generic metal descriptor, brass colored, but not actually brass. The ones that I linked, I made sure specifically they are brass all the way through, just so you know. If you look at the other one next to it, there's 2 on that link, and the one is brass. And if you look in the description, it says coin size and material. It's 40 mil, and then it says it's 0.0867 inches thick, so 2.2 mil thick, and it says pure brass coin without plating. So that was something I made sure. But if you looked at the other one next to it, that one's a zinc alloy, which is why I did not link that one. I don't like zinc alloy, not my favorite. So good point, by the way. But the cool thing is, that's a great company if you're just looking to learn on coins, or how to, like, maybe you're making a jig and you're trying to see that kind of stuff, or some type of a fixture, because those 2 words are interchangeable. So that's one of those things to think about and consider.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
So
if you go to the brass one,
on zinc aluminum alloy, and we go back to the brass one. Pure brass coin without plating. Boom.
Yeah, I made sure to get a pure brass one, and these are the ones that I actually used, and like I said, I really like them for a quick, cheap, and the return on that. So for $2 a coin, selling them for like $20 a coin, that worked pretty good.
Yeah. John's saying 0.04 or 0.4 millimeter, I'm assuming, is on sale to 20% off. Links. Send your links to make your announcement again, Kyle.
Yeah.
There's a link at the top of the page. If you open the doc, submit it there, and we can add it to the list.
Here is the link. It looks like this. You can leave us an answer. Also, we have 79 people watching, so you may want to make your announcement as well, Matt.
So if you are just getting off of work or finally getting able to sit down, and you see us looking through this list and talking about the products, basically what you see on the screen right now is the list of the compiled items that Kyle, Alex, and myself found last night / today, and on the buying guide, mixed them all together to make sure you know. And it's been compartmentalized basically by what you're looking for. A lot of great deals. There might be a couple now that might have been either sold out or aren't on sale to the degree that it was. So, it's always changing a little bit, but there you go. So you can follow along with this and or look for the things that you need.
Yep. Arctic is having a little bit of a sale on their tumblers. Their tumblers are already fairly inexpensive. They're certainly cheaper than Yetis. In fact, the full price, just black, not on sale at all version of this is the sale price of those Yeti can coolers, and this is a full-on 20-ounce tumbler. So the Arctic stuff is already really inexpensive, but they do have some sales on some colors that are down to like $9.69 for these Arctic ice and blue ones. And then they also have like this weird coral one is like $11. So if you want some weird colors, those are on sale. I'm not crazy about the coral, but I really like the blue ones, especially this ice one.
Go back to the coral.
Yeah, the coral was 30 ounce. Yeah, there it is.
Those actually engrave really nice.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, the silver pops really nice on them.
Nice. Yeah. But like I said, even just like the normal ones that aren't on sale, like if we just look at black, $13.99, it is the price that the Yeti crap is when it's on sale. And that was 50% off. So, and this is like not on sale. So, also, you know, they are one of the only companies that will sell to you by the case, and they're cheaper when you buy them by the case. So if you are looking to just get a bunch of them, which I have a whole shelf back there just full of Arctic stuff, this is the place to go. Yeti won't sell to you by the case unless you're like a licensed distributor, and it's like this whole thing. The Arctic stuff is amazing, and it's way less expensive, and people like them. But in my experience, my customers have always really, really liked them. So I would check that out.
All right, I got 3 things from the comments real quick. So number 1, Halbert sent in the link for those 0.45 millimeter cards.
Thank you, bro.
And then John Marksbury said he just purchased the ComMarker B3 Rakis fiber laser and actually saved an extra $100 off. So that was another one of those things where like sometimes when you click it and put it into the cart, there's even more bonus. So that's awesome. And then Gulf Coast answered this question, but just joined. Where is the list for us to click? So if you did just join, below in the description where the little arrow is, you can click it and you'll see this link. And it's got
it's the very first one in the description.
And I think it even says like list, right? Like it says it pretty clearly. So in the description. And then Arctic,
like a pirate. Dwight, I do not have an Amazon link to that deal because it is not a deal that they are offering on Amazon, but the Atom Stack website is perfectly safe to order from. They're a real company and they have a real website. So he's saying, please check URL. Yeah. So if I click this, it should just take us to Atom Stack's. What? Oh, is that not? Oh, no, that's the Ortur one. Here we go. This one right here. Is it not working? Let's just try copy and pasting it instead. Should work. There we go. So there's the Atom Stack X30. There is no Amazon link to this deal because they're not offering this deal on Amazon. This deal is only happening on their website. But Atom Stack's a real company. If you order this from their website, you will get it. It's not like a weird, sketchy thing. So anyway, where were we? So we talked about bar products. We talked about Arctic. These coasters, I think, were Kyle links.
Yeah.
Are these Slate, bro?
Yep.
Yeah. So Slate coasters. It looked like big pack numbers. 36 pieces for $33.99. That's less than $1 per coaster. And
with prime shipping, dude.
100 cork coasters for $35.99. Wow. That's
while it doesn't say it's on sale, when I looked at these last week, because I was actually looking at restocking these, I think it was like $44.
Yeah,
I'm
for
adding
sure.
that to my list.
So take it for what you will.
Yeah, right on. So 2 good blanks deals there. If you're looking to pick some of those up, and then you linked you found a different brand of Slate charcuterie boards.
I did indeed.
That were on sale, 16% off, $30.99. So comparable to the other one. These it's a 10-pack. Okay, it's a 10-pack. So these are less expensive than Matt's 10x6s. Let's take a look. Let's compare. So these are $30.
I think
10
they're
by
not quite as
5.
thick.
Ooh.
So these are a little thinner.
They might be a little thinner, but they're
And
also
an
an
inch
inch
shorter.
shallower on one side. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's comparable.
Well,
This is
go
a
to the
6-pack for
Monkey Sun.
$24, and this is a 10-pack for $30. So
Go to the Monkey Sun real quick. I'll show you something. If you click on it, and it might matter to your customers. The only reason I say to look at the Monkey Sun, on the back of them, I believe they've got pads, like they're padded feet on the 10 by, or maybe not that one.
I don't
8
see
by
a
whatever.
picture, but yep,
There it was.
hey, there it is. Yeah,
So
padded feet.
that matters to some people. Because I know, like, my realtor that I've done a couple of these for, she wanted some that would lay down on a table and make like a centerpiece on their table, because she's like, I know their furniture and I know what they need. And I was like, you got it. So if that doesn't matter to you, there you go. But that was something I thought was kind of nice.
Yeah, sweet. And these do or do not have pads. These are also padded,
Nice.
but they do look thinner for sure. They definitely look a little bit thinner. Either way, I don't think you're getting a bad deal. $30 for 10 or $24 for 6. I think Kyle's are just a touch cheaper, but maybe a touch thinner. So you can have a look at both of those. We have links to them included in the list.
If you like girthier products, I've got you covered.
Yeah. Last but not least, guys, we've got some font and design bundle stuff. They have a couple new bundles up, so I thought I'd include them just because we like them and talk about them often. So they're having a Christmas in July bundle. If you want to stock up on Christmas crap and start getting ready for the holidays now, here's all of the newest, hippest vector art. Boom. It's right there for you. It's a gigantic pack. I feel like I don't need to tell you guys about these anymore. It's $236 if you buy them all separately from designbundles.com. Normally, right now, it's $19. You get all of that shit right there, all of it, which is so.
The most important part, they come with a commercial license.
Yes, right? They come with a commercial. Yes, absolutely.
Like, when Kyle told me that part, I was like, oh.
This is the same exact thing, but their fall one. Autumn is also coming up, and it's just a butt ton of fall stuff. And most of these, even the ones that are like sublimation vectors that you don't think you would get use out of, you can just change to black and white in like Illustrator or Inkscape or whatever, and then engrave it anyway. So
import into Lightburn and flatten it to one layer.
Yeah, totally. So all of this is usable. Check out that lantern; it's kind of sick. And they're both $19, which is great. And then I found this font bundle. If you just want to mix up your fonts, it's the big collection font bundle. It's $5.
How big is big?
I don't.
There's no number on there. 200.
There's 230 pack. 230 font. 230 fonts packed into 70 typefaces. So really, it's 70 fonts, and then there's 230 variations.
Some like variation, yeah.
But it's $5. So
that's pretty sweet.
There you go. Butt ton of fonts. Even if you never touch 75% of them, $5 is still a screaming deal. And
by the way,
there's, look at that.
Austin said, did I miss anything good? Everything. That was the last item on the list. So
we only added good things to this list. And I think that's it. Check back tomorrow or later this evening, because we're going to use this form and add your guys' deals to this.
I've been adding them as people submit them. So there's actually
great.
There was a question that I missed, and Kyle sent it to me in a message, and he said the Nexigo, apparently the one you linked did not have the remote control option, but the one that the one that Kyle is gonna put on there does, and I think it was like $20 more. Okay. So it's just one of those things where, again, super useful item if you're looking to be filming stuff for your Instagram, all kinds of stuff. Pretty sweet.
Yep.
Oh, and reminder, by the way, there will not be a Lasersaurus podcast episode tonight because this 2-hour live is a replacement for that.
Has it been 2 hours?
Yeah, my wife literally has come to the door 3 times and been like, dinner, because we're old and we eat at 4 o'clock. So
yeah. Well, there you go, guys. We try not to do this too often because we don't like bombarding you guys with like, buy this crap, but it's Prime Day. You have to do it on Prime Day.
It's like Christmas in July, baby.
get after it. Remember, using affiliate links helps support the channel, so we appreciate when you click those. It makes a big difference. Sometimes we'll make $20 on affiliate marketing in a month, and sometimes we'll make $2,000 and it covers somebody's paycheck and we can get a new camera.
And for the last time, if you're just tuning in now or you're watching this later, the link for all of these things that we've talked about for the past 2 hours is right below in the description.
Yep.
And when you click it, it will take you to the active live list. If you find anything that's awesome and you think like, hey, other people could use this and they should know about it, at the top in the red, you notice the link that Kyle provided you guys to add that, and we'll make sure that other people see it too. So we appreciate it.
It's right here.
Yeah.
There it is.
That link right there. You click that, it takes you to a form. You can add your own deals, and then we'll add it to the list.
See, and that information straight up was for Sargon and Edgar.
Oh, man, I forgot about another thing, too, that I wanted to see if it's on sale.
Oh, my God.
No,
you pull that up. I'm going to answer a question.
Okay.
So I started before. So Andrew Foote messaged and said, I missed the opportunity, but for California air tool compressors, is the 1 gallon tank a concern? Seems so small. If you're just running one machine, like if you're running one CO2 at a reasonable PSI, or using it for like an air assist for Galvo, or you're using it for shop tools, a 1 gallon's perfectly fine. If you're running multiple machines off of it, or using it for multiple things at a time, it's going to constantly be running, and that's when you need to be worried about cycle time. So if you're using 1 or 2 machines, 1 gallon, cool. If you're going hard with it with a lot of stuff at once, you might want to consider moving up in the tank size.
Yeah, and I can tell you, as someone who has the 8 gallon tank, I've cut acrylic for 8 hours at a time for a couple days in a row, and it easily handles it. So it's definitely a great option too for $100 more, right?
Yeah, you got options.
Yep. And then what's he looking at here? What is this? What is this madness?
Oh, here it is. 12% off Broadfix shims. These are great. They're shims.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they come in a bunch of different sizes. So you get really tiny ones all the way up to super big ones. And not only are they good for shimming things if you're trying to like level your laser, but they also make for great jigs or like leveling and balancing parts when you're trying to get them to sit flat. They work really well for it. Kyle's got his box of them right there. And
yes, I do.
I have 2 boxes of them right here. And I kept them all organized and sorted somehow instead of dumped in a bowl or container of some sort.
I also have those.
You're gonna now. Apparently, they come in a set of multiples for whatever reason. You probably don't need more than one.
Looks like they're making you buy 2. That's not bad. $10 a pack.
Yeah, $10 a pack. I mean, that's probably why I have 2. I probably bought 2 then. But anyway, guys, they're awesome. I really recommend these. We could get $10 right there, $9.65, easy. So I will send this link to Kyle right now, and we'll get that added too. But that I think is the last thing I really wanted to.
We're done, or my wife's gonna kill me.
Mention. We don't want Matt to die. Link in the description, guys. Go check that out. Thank you so much for tuning in for this stream. We really appreciate it. Rest in peace, Kyle. He's back.
He's back.
Smash the like button. Go watch my new video on how to install x86 Intel Windows on an M1 or M2 MacBook. It's really cool. Throw it a thumbs up. But even if it doesn't help you, it's cool. That's all I got, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.